Alex. I'm Ted Oddie from ESFI World, and I'm here with Alex Conn from IGN. So, Alex, first of all, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Happy to be here.
And can you start by introducing yourself, your gaming background, and then perhaps how you first came to join IGN?
Absolutely. I'm the Senior Operations and Community Marketing Manager for IGN Esports, and I actually got there. I feel very lucky to be there, and it was sort of a coincidence where I used to be a manager for Root Gaming back when they were still an organization, and I was running tournaments for them. And one of the main sponsors of those tournaments was Justin TV, which is one of IGN's biggest partners in esports. And they recommended me to David Ting, who's the general manager of esports at IGN. And I was lucky enough that he took up their recommendation, brought me on board, and everything's been great ever since.
Awesome. That's really cool. So IGN announced their IGN Pro League, or IPL, a few months ago now. You ran a number of tournaments and have been growing substantially, first with IPL 1, which I believe was a 16-player invite, then IPL 2, and now the recently announced IPL 3 event. But first, could you possibly explain a little bit, I know you were brought on maybe a little bit later, but how IPL was first developed and how it was received within IGN and how you kind of had to get it started from like a grassroots within the company itself to say, hey, we can make this an actually successful business model?
Well, we were very lucky. Again, our general manager name is David Ting, and he's really the visionary. He was actually the VP of engineering for IGN, which is a huge job there, obviously, because it's all web-based content. And he really had this vision that esports could be successful, and he didn't really like the models that other companies were putting out. So over, I believe, the holidays of last year, he wrote up a proposal for IGN, and they gave him a small budget to try to figure out, what he could do with it. So he brought on about, I think, 5 people, including myself, to run IPL 1, small tournament, $5,000, wanted to see what we could do. And then the community was a huge factor in making it a successful event. Because, I mean, realistically, like, there were other tournaments going on with bigger prize pools, but they loved ours, and we were so appreciative of the fact. And we scaled like crazy. We now have something like 25 staff members, so we went from 6 to 25 in the span of about a month and a half. So it's pretty crazy, and IGN's been so supportive. It's been wonderful. Everyone from editorial to helping us pushing out esports articles to legal to finance, all willing to jump on and help us out as we're growing, because we're definitely viewed as a startup.
Awesome. That's really cool that you're like a startup within what is considered like a large business, because IGN is a part of News Corp. So you talked a little bit about your growth. The first 2 events, like you said, IPL 1 and IPL 2, were online-only events focused on production quality and the accessible content. The recently announced IPL 3 is going to be this crazy event at Atlantic City and Caesars Palace. First, why the big change? Like, we're jumping from an online event to, we're not just going to a single LAN event. You're going to something even bigger. You're trying to do something that hasn't been done before in an environment that really hasn't been explored. So why the big change, I guess, and what makes you think that you guys can be successful with such a radical shift?
Well, I mean, our intention was always to scale and grow. And that's why IPL 1 was 5,000, IPL 2 is 50,000. And really, this is we see as the logical next step. Online tournaments are fantastic, and we definitely intend to continue to do them. But there's something sort of special about like a live event. Everyone is there, the community's there. There's a lot of hype and buzz about it, and it's definitely something we wanted to do. So again, we see this as just like a testing ground. We're going to implement a lot of ideas that we're trying out that we haven't announced yet, but we feel like they're going to be great community draws, and we really feel like the spectator doesn't get a great enough experience at some other events, and we really want to change that experience for the better for all the spectators in terms of providing them other content to do in addition to the games. We're really excited about the venue and our partnership with Caesars. They're a fantastic company to be obviously partnered with. They have fantastic venues really across the entire United States, because they're owned by Harrah's, who also owns Bally's. So between the 3 of those, we really hope to do a lot of stuff around the U.S. And it's going to be amazing because we actually have like their main theater at Caesars in Atlantic City. So that's a place where like concerts and shows go on all the time. So it's going to be nice stadium seating, a nice venue. That's where the main stage is going to be, and that's where for the first 2 days, that's where our invitees and online qualifiers are going to fight out for seating. And the last 2 days are going to be the actual championship bracket there. So it's going to be a fantastic place for people to watch StarCraft. And in addition to that, right across the way, connected by like a walkway, is our Bally's section, which is where the qualifiers are going to be, the player area, the press rooms, all that kind of great stuff. So it's all really conveniently located close to each other, and we really feel like it's going to be a great venue for spectating and for playing.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things you talked about earlier was the spectators and how you really wanted to improve the spectator experience. Is there anything you can kind of talk about that you're working on? I know it's still a little bit of ways away, and you probably can't really announce some things yet. But is there anything that you can speak to as far as what you're looking into to improve the spectator experience?
Well, we're definitely trying to have 2 stages, one at the main event and then one also for the qualifiers. So there will be multiple places to watch good quality StarCraft. In addition, we're trying to work out processes to make it so that the switching between players takes a shorter amount of time, so the games can happen faster, so there's less downtime, which is obviously a big concern because we definitely want the players to have their settings right so they feel comfortable. But we're trying to make it a way that we can easily swap them in and out and make it just a faster experience so the spectators don't have as much downtime, both for people at the venue and for the people at home. And then providing other content at the venue, which I can't speak to yet because they're not 100% locked in. But hopefully having some additional content for people to enjoy that's StarCraft 2 related.
Awesome, awesome. So IPL 3, it's at Caesar's Palace, and one of the unfortunate things that was revealed was that if you're under 21 years old, you cannot spectate the event. You cannot be in the venue to spectate. However, if you're under 21 and a player, you can be. Is there any plans for maybe future events to work around this, to not hold it in a casino? I know that there were a lot of people who were somewhat upset about this, and it's kind of isolating, those roughly around 18 to 20,
right,
which is a fairly large demographic in the StarCraft community.
Yeah, it's very true, and we definitely love that demographic. They're a very passionate group. Luckily, it's not something that will be there forever. We don't feel. It's a New Jersey law. It's not a casino-based thing, because if you're in Vegas, you can walk around there as long as you're not on the floor. So it's a New Jersey law, and if we have any future events in New Jersey, we'll of course have to follow that. But if we do something in another state where they don't have that law, of course we'll be excited to welcome in the 18 to 21-year-olds. So hopefully in the future, we expect not to have that be a huge concern.
Awesome. Awesome. So a lot of people are excited about IPL 3. There's a lot of stuff on the forums I saw about how $1 million prize purse and everything else that could possibly go with it in a casino, no less.
$100,000.
Yeah, probably $100 million. Pardon me, $100 million. Wouldn't want to sell you guys short there. So from your perspective, from IGN's perspective, talking about how this is growing, what would make IPL 3 a success for you?
People having a great time, going away from the event, saying that, hey, that was awesome, I would love to do that again. That's what we want. We're out to create a system of esports that makes it sustainable, and a big part of that is the spectator experience. So if the spectators and players leave wanting to come back and do it again, that's all we want. That's our main goal.
Awesome. Also, IPL 3 will also be your first event with Korean players involved. IPL 1 was strictly invite only. IPL 2 had qualifiers for North America and Europe, but no Koreans. So will we see more Koreans in future IPL events now? Are we still going to start to see an influx of Korean players, and if so, maybe how much?
Absolutely. We definitely want to welcome everyone. It was definitely a stepping stone process. IPL 1 was North America, IPL 2 was South America, North America, Europe, and then IPL 3 and beyond, we expect to have Koreans in all of our future events. We definitely feel like there's something that the spectators want, and we really respect their playing skill, and we love seeing them in our tournaments just as much as we love seeing our American and European friends playing in our tournaments.
Moving a little bit past IPL 3 now, again, just the rapid growth that you've done between IPL 1, 2, and 3, could you possibly speak to what are your plans after IPL 3? Are we going to see, is the offline event, the LAN event, going to be the standard now? Are we going to see more online events like IPL 1 and 2? Is it going to be mixed in? Again, obviously, you're not ready to release details yet, but could you just kind of give us a picture of where the IPL is going after IPL 3 with their events?
So I think it's definitely going to be a mix in the future. It really depends on the scheduling of venues and different events that are going on. We don't want to tread too closely on other people's toes, because we definitely think that there's definitely a room for everyone. There's really only a few events a year right now, and there's definitely enough, and they're spread enough around the country that we feel like everyone can have a good piece of the pie. So it's going to be like, if we can't schedule them too closely together, we'll do online qualifiers or online events. And then we've already announced IPL 4, our qualifiers, we partnered with the Filipino Star League, and the top 2 players from that event, which is going to be held in, I believe, a month or two, will be coming to IPL 4, which will be a live event, but we're not 100% certain where yet, or we can't release the details.
Awesome. That's very cool. So a little bit back to your online events. I know this is going to be a little sore topic for you. There was a number of complaints about spoilers related to IPL 1 and IPL 2 with the results being leaked out ahead of time.
For IPL 2?
Yeah, there was between the players and certain members within the community, it kind of gotten out, who won which match.
Yeah.
What are your feelings about this, and are you guys looking to do something maybe a little bit differently with your online events to prevent spoilers for your tournaments?
Yeah, I mean, IPL 1 was very unfortunate. That was something that we took steps to rectify in IPL 2, where we use cloak maps. We do have confidentiality agreements signed with our players, so, I mean, to a certain extent, players are going to talk, and we hope to keep it just quiet. Unfortunately, because of the way that Battle.net works, you can always kind of go through the match history, and if you have hours to spend, you can actually figure out what happened. So it's a combination of we're trying to figure out how to make our processes a little leaner, a little faster, so there's not as much lead time for the next one. But in order to have a production like we were able to put on, it does require a ton of man hours by our production department to actually be able to look that good. So we're definitely trying to improve our processes and see where we can cut while still maintaining the overall experience and have it be a little shorter lead time in the future.
Awesome. So you talked about your production crew and how many hours it takes to produce IPL 1 or it took to produce IPL 1 and IPL 2, and IPL 3 is just going to be even 3 times as much, if that. So early on, you guys brought on a number of community members like Cat's Pajamas, HD StarCraft, Joshi. Are you guys looking to bring on more community members to help out with your projects as you guys grow and expand?
That's definitely our plan. Definitely, especially for casters and for my staff, which is operations and community marketing, it makes sense to hire people who have a passion for it and already do things related to that, and then we can grow them into the roles that they need to. For production, things like that, if it works out that they're already community members, that's great, but we feel like it's more important to get high-level production people and then teach them StarCraft than it is to get people who love StarCraft and teach them production. So yeah. It's a little different.
Yeah, I understand, because that's a pretty technical skill that's required.
But we do have quite a few teams represented on the IPL. Back when I was in Root, it was we had Root, we had Six Jacks, we had Rain, and we have Complexity all represented on the IGN Esports team.
Awesome. So I guess last question, IPL, where do you see it in maybe a year or 2 years from now?
I see it blowing up. I see that everything with esports blowing up in the next couple years as more and more companies get involved, and really the corporate sponsors coming in is what's going to be huge, and we really feel like we're well positioned to take advantage of that. Being able to easily access streams and having that kind of software available to everyone is really changing the scene. So it starts with IPO 3 October 6th through 9th. Tickets are available now, ign.com/IPL, and we hope to see everyone there.
Awesome. So any last comments or shout outs before we let you go?
Big shout out to all the team at IGN Esports back in San Francisco. They couldn't make it out for this one because everyone's so busy for Atlantic City, but they do fantastic work. We wouldn't be anywhere without them. And really, a huge thank to all the community out there. It's been so amazing, their outreach to us. Everyone from Team Liquid to Reddit to Ghost of Gamers, Penny Arcade, Something Awful. I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch, but they've been fantastic to us. And again, to the press people like ESFI, who is willing to come out here and cover these type of things. It's really a group effort, and one alone could not make this successful, but everyone working together, which has been positive so far, has really given us strength for progressing forward with what we're doing. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Alex.
Thank you.